thing that's important for you too, and I still face this myself, like as a restorative practices, SEL anti-racist. Sure, you can give me a book, but this isn't something you can see. This isn't some where kid answers A, B, C, D, and you get a score back. Like how do you make something that's social and emotional tangible in a pitch or in a grant for people to see it and buy into it?
So for us, it's like what people don't know is like the jargon that educators use. So people don't know what restorative practices is.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't. Most people don't even know what SEL is. They're like, oh, that
Yeah.
buzzword, but I don't really know what that is. So what our responsibility is when pitching is like putting it in layman's terms, saying it simply. And I think so many times entrepreneurs go in there trying to use all the like fancy
Yeah.
business words. And it's like, no, just make it simple, make it plain, and make people feel something.
Hmm.
And we start doing that by saying what the problem is, because that's something that people can identify with. So with our
Yeah.
pitch, the first thing we talked about was, hey, I'm a mom and I've been an assistant principal, an educator, and a leader at home due to a pandemic, and I didn't ask for it, right? Because
Wow.
so many people in that room, the judges themselves were parents, and they were like,
Yeah.
yes, I became a COVID teacher and I don't like it. I hate it here. It's ghetto. And I was like, none of us like it. And guess what? When your kids go back, they will have suffered trauma as a result of
Mhm.
not being in school, and teachers have to deal with that. And they're not prepared because they're not adequately trained. How do we solve that problem?
Yeah.
Boom. We offer services to that end. And so, like, if you start by naming the problem first, more people are going to be able to identify and understand. Even if it's not their personal problem, they might have someone
Mhm.
else that problem resonates with. And then I can explain, okay, here's my business model. Here's how I find the right customer. Here's how much
Yeah.
traction. But first, I've got to get your heart. And I do that by explaining the problem.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. And I think the problem and then you could bring the solution. Because a lot of times I think as a consultant, um, as any business provider, you have to understand the problem that your client doesn't understand.
Right.
You're pointing out that, hey, this hurts right here. I know you don't really see it right now, but if you just fix this one thing, how would that change your life? And then